So today I'm here to talk about journaling. Do you know what journaling is, or does anybody keep journals? So journaling is basically just writing down multiple aspects of your life. That's all. So it's really basically uh, it's nothing new, nothing new. Everybody's heard of Anne Frank's diary. So just really writing down the things, event, thoughts of the day. So basically just diaries. And it's lots of people do. And just the people talk about it now because there's more scientific research going on in journaling. So I started journaling or keeping diary when I was in maybe early 20s, no, not early 20s, in my early teens. And I more or less wrote something every day for years and years. But I stopped maybe in late 20s for no specific reasons, but just life got busy and I just stopped it. But over the years, I just wrote with a pen and paper, and over the years, I had so many notebooks. And I moved houses home many times, including a move from Japan to UK. But I kept most of them, so moved houses with these diaries and journals, notebooks. And recently, or 2 years ago, I moved quite a big house to a small house now. And I found my old diaries, so I started reading. And it was just so embarrassing, so self-pitying, and so dramatic. So didn't hesitate to get rid of them this time. So I just took them all to a recycling places and all shredded, I think. So that was my old diaries. And as I said, these days there are more and more scientific researches into journaling for its psychological therapeutic values. And now there are enough evidence to confirm that journaling is really helpful with anxiety, depression, stress, and PTSD, so post-traumatic stress disorders. So really what journaling does is helps one to be objective with one's own thought by the act of putting thoughts in paper. So when I heard this, I thought, okay, I'll start journaling again. So I started maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and I more or less do it every night. And I'm really, really loving it. Just the way I do it is just with a pen and a paper before I go to bed. I write down maybe just a small half a page or something. And because I don't like, this is my personal thing, but I don't like to write about negative things. So I usually focus on positive things. So things which inspired me that day, something I learned that day, something I liked that day. And also I to write about 3 things I appreciate that day. So something, a nice thing happened that day, I write down. But it doesn't have to be, you can write about anything you want. And I do it in the evening, but I know some people who do it in the morning. So she says it helps to set the positive tone on the day. So some people do it in the morning, so it might work for you to do it in the morning. So it's really, so time of the day doesn't matter. You can do it any time of the day. So when I heard about these research evidences that journaling is helpful, one thing I learned, and which is really game changer for me, is that journaling, what you write down, what you enter in your diary, is never to be read again. So I knew that it's never to be read by other people. Clearly, you don't want other people to read your diary. But It's never to be read again by yourself either. So you write down. So journaling is about writing your thoughts, putting your thoughts on pen to paper, but it's not the record keeping. So it's not there to be read again, even by yourself. It's just the act of writing, act of expressing your thoughts. It's therapeutic. And you don't need to read it ever again. And that's really, I never have to feel being embarrassed about what I write about. You never need to worry about being judged, even by myself in the future. You just write it and you let it go, and that is it. And that's quite a revelation to me. And in one study, participants were instructed to write with fingers. So not even with pen and paper, just with the fingers and write down the thought. So it's air pen. And that still had a therapeutic positive result. So it's really truly the act of writing, act of your thoughts, emotions in words helps rather than keeping it as a record and you go back to it and regurgitate again and again. Just write down, just let it go, and that's it. So it's really nice for me to learn the no more cringing feeling while reading your old entries. You don't have to feel embarrassed about yourself, obsessive old yourself. So these are things I just learned recently and I started doing recently. So clearly I always enjoyed writing, so that was not a hardship for me. But if you've never done diaries, journaling, or if writing is not your thing, it may be quite a daunting task, or it may feel like a really big thing to start. So I just want to give you a few tips because it's a really, really simple thing. So tip number one is it can be any style, so it doesn't need to be essay writing. It can be just a few couple of sentences, or it can be even just a bullet point things you did today. So it can be in any style. And number two, it can be about anything. So it can be about people you met, things you ate, TV you watched, film you watched. Just write down about anything. And number three, it doesn't have to be any deep thought or any you don't even need to feel about you expressing your emotions. Just write anything you like. But if you like, you can be as dramatic and as self-obsessive as you like, because nobody, even yourself, would never read it again. So just write anything you like. Also, diary journaling can be short or long. So if you want to write 2,000 words essays, you can. Or you can, if you want to write a few sentences, maybe some people may be interested in doing haiku, which is sort of Japanese poem, but lots of people, especially in primary schools, children encouraged to do very short poem put into 17 syllables. And there might be a quite interesting way to put your thoughts in words. It can be with pen and paper. That's what I do. But you can put it on doing your computer. Maybe there are some apps you can use. I'm sure there are, so you can use them. Or you can be just fingers writing down in the air. That's helpful too, apparently. And